All praises and glory goes to our mighty power Yahweh. By Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and salutations to the elect men continually feeding the sheep of Yahweh. By Hashem Yahushai in sincerity and truth with this great gospel coming out of our Bible. What's so great about this gospel? The spirit of what? Salvation. Right? Deliverance from who? Our oppressor, because we're being oppressed in this man's society. The Bible says what? Let's get this. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 7 verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. And you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are being oppressed in this Edomite's world, right? Ecclesiastes 7 and 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
We have an update to this video. We have an update to this video, but probably an update a lot of you are not gonna like. Y'all.
Hey, he gonna sue the shit out their ass. Hey, what's going on? This is crazy. Man, what happened? I'm done.
Leave me alone.
Let's go, James.
Leave me alone.
Get your fucking
Leave
truck.
me alone. Leave me
Get
alone.
your fucking truck and kill cops.
And leave.
Now. Get these fucking phone. Let's go.
You racist, selfish, sad case of a company. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. TBD dump site in Clyde, North Carolina. I hope y'all ain't think we was gonna let it go.
It's so crazy because that shit is wild. Clyde, North Carolina, 2 banks LLC dump. Y'all fucked up for that. I'm telling you. God said he sent his strongest soldiers for them battles because, bitch, I'm telling you, it would have been chick sodas, light bread, and fried fish batter. Fuck with me. Don't you ever in your life point your finger at me and walk up. It's 3 of them, 1 of him.
Hey guys, remember that fact?
Back to Ecclesiastes 7 and 7 reads, surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. Jake being so oppressed, even a sodomite Jake is upset. You seen that sugarback Jake, man, doing his face? that motherfucker was mad as hell. Right? You have, and a lot of them sodomites, man, don't be, hey, man, a sodomite, he a weirdo, but he ain't weak. This one dude, he told a story. He said in prison, man, a sodomite pulled out a knife and stabbed a motherfucker so hard the knife came out from one side of his body to the other. Right? Look at a lot of them serial killers. Jeffrey Dahmer was a sodomite. Right? A lot of them murderers and weirdos, man, laying motherfuckers down. They sodomites. So you can't look past that sodomistic spirit. The Lord gonna raise up even these sodomites to what? Turn on Esau, Edom. Because who's the main face of homelessness in this society? You got a lot of sodomites. They're homeless. They're being oppressed too. Right? It's gonna be a free fall in Babylon the Great. The Bible says what? Let's get this right quick. It's 2 Ezra 15 and 15. For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh. And one, you think, no, not jobs are not drawing nigh. Right? Opportunity is not drawing nigh. Right? You about to get married and have children and have a happy family. That's not drawing nigh. What's coming close to this motherfucking place? It says, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand and fight against another with swords in their hands. And you just seen one situation. They about to go pay them clan members a visit. Them clan members are already marching to different cities, man. It's going down in Babylon.
Police. These aren't police officers or soldiers.
They're business owners, the fathers, the sons, daughters.
These are civilians, members of the Lincoln Heights Safety and Watch Program.
It's a duty. Okay, let's go.
The duty, protecting their neighborhood, the majority black village of Lincoln Heights, Ohio. After neo-Nazis held a rally here last month, carrying rifles, waving swastikas, and hurling racial slurs, just moments before children were let out of school. At the time, law enforcement officials said the neo-Nazis did not break any laws. calls, but an investigation by county prosecutors is ongoing. Weeks later, the KKK came with these flyers.
First African American community above the Mason-Dixon line is
State prosecutors is ongoing. Weeks later, the KKK came with these flyers.
First African American community above the Mason-Dixon line is
Safety and Watch Group spokesperson Durance Daniels says the police did not do enough, which was more chilling because the town was founded in the 1920s as a safe haven for black residents.
Lincoln Heights is our home. If somebody broke into your home, you call the police, and the police says, you know, if they do it again, we haven't broken any laws, so we're just going to allow them to break into your home again. What would you do?
So you feel like the police department and the sheriff have allowed or been silent in the face of this threat?
They've been more than silent. I don't know what else to call that. Like that can't happen nowhere else. What is so intimidating about a black man with a gun saying that I'm not going to allow a terrorist to harm my family?
Evendale, which oversees the police force that responded that day.
Home. If somebody broke into your home, you call the police, and the police says, you know, if they do it again, we haven't broken any laws, so we're just going to allow them to break into your home again. What would you do?
So you feel like the police department and the sheriff have allowed or been silent in the face of this threat?
They've been more than silent. I don't know what else to call that. Like that can't happen nowhere else. What is so intimidating about a black man with a gun saying that I'm not going to allow a terrorist to harm my family?
Are you worried at all that having a potentially armed response could just create more friction, create more danger?
I'll answer that by saying I've never felt safer as a black man.
It's Jeremiah 50:33. It says, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go." Right? It's like, where are you going to go to? You can't go back to the land of Israel. Right? You seen them Jakes going back to the west coast of Africa, going to Ghana. It's not safe there. And you Israelites from the Northern Kingdom Israelites, you damn sure don't want to go back to Mexico, Brazil, Central and South America. Speckled birds don't want to go back to your other countries, right? Benjamin don't want to go back to the Caribbeans. Levi don't want to go back to the Caribbeans, right? Because everywhere you go, you're being oppressed, man. Everywhere you go, you're at the bottom because you're underneath the curses. That's the problem. Our people can't realize that they're underneath the curses. It should be a sign unto you that all these bad things happening to you, that you got to be the children of Israel, right? It says, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together." Who's the main oppressor right now? Esau, Edom, right? Whose hands are we in? We're in the hands of Esau, Edom chiefly, right? We're oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go, right? They ain't letting you go. Matter of fact, they put more pressure upon you. That's why matter of fact, you're being terrorized. They're talking about terrorism, right? Esau, Edom been terrorizing you. Okay, they used to be clan members. Now they're your lawyers, they're your judges, they're your prison guards, they're your teachers in the schools, they're your doctors, right? They're your nurses. Right? They didn't blend into society, became your professionals, and they're still keeping you at the bottom. They're your police officers, right? They're your ICE agents, right? The militia that's about to be released on you ninjas, man. Psalms 9:9, it says, "The Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in the times of trouble." And Jake, you are in a time of trouble, right? You talking about getting arms together and getting a few black men going to a city where Esau will send in the military to surround you niggas. And guess what? They ain't having no mercy. Matter of fact, fuck a military. They send a drone in. Send a drone on them stupid, retarded ass niggas making all that noise with all them guns, right? Because Bible says, Psalm 72:4, "He shall judge the poor of the people. He shall save the children of the needy. He shall break in pieces the oppressor," right? It's the Lord who's going to bring this man down, right? Not a bunch of so-called, black militias, right? What it say? It say, oh shit, Black Panthers on their way to search for missing black trucker and confront racist white man. Yeah, they ain't gonna do a motherfucking thing. Esau, Edom already setting up with military troops to different cities to suppress what you Jakes, right? He ain't sending it into white neighborhoods. He's sending it into the neighborhoods of you coloreds, right, of you ninjas, right? I'm gonna read it again. It says, Psalm 72:4, he shall judge the poor of the people. He shall save the children of the needy and shall break in pieces the oppressor, right? It's the Lord who's going to bring this man down. Not no ninjas. Not no ninjas. It's Proverbs 22:16. He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. Right? You got Esau Edom passing these legislation to get you poor ninjas off these streets so he could beautify the community so he can make what money. It's all about money. One dude broke it down. As a matter of fact, let's see.
Posted this. The wannabe dictator posted this yesterday regarding Washington, D.C. The homeless have to move out immediately. We will give you places to stay, but far from the capital. That's not news, of course. No one is surprised. If there's one thing constant about the human race, it's that those who shit into golden toilets hate poor people. But I'm not talking about that guy today. I kept hearing people say how Chinese cities solved homelessness. Well, this is what happened. This is how China solved homelessness, except the Chinese president doesn't post it on social media. It's always a carrot and stick combination. Right? If you are homeless, you can get some sort of economic assistance if you agree to live out of sight. If not, well, it's not exactly a crime, but you can be sure the police will harass the shit out of you until you give up. That's exactly the playbook Donald is adopting. So do me a favor. Next time when you travel to China's big city, crime, but you can be sure the police will harass the shit out of you until you give up. That's exactly the playbook Donald is adopting. So do me a favor. Next time when you travel to China's big cities, instead of glorifying the lack of homeless tents, you need to keep in mind the human cost. At least in my dictionary, telling people they can't be seen is not called help. Politically, China's playbook does work because the spoiled American brats who travel there only go to the big cities. They're like, whoa, so nice and clean. Maybe we should have a dictatorship like that. Hey, do you know which city is also nice and clean? They're like, whoa, so nice and clean. Maybe we should have a dictatorship like that. Hey, do you know which city is also nice and clean? The capital in the Hunger Games. Yup. Keeping poor people in the districts. That's what. Hey, do you know which city is also nice and clean? The capital in the Hunger Games. Yup. Keeping poor people in the districts. Poor people in the districts. That's what China has been doing and what the Trump administration is trying to do.
I'm reading again Proverbs 22:16. He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. You gotta realize these devils about to lose everything. These devils about to lose everything, and really they could feel it. That's why they're stealing like they have never stole before. That's why they're passing certain legislation. You'd be like, oh hell no, this couldn't have been passed in the 90s, in the 70s, in the 80s, 50s, 60s. It would have been what, a revolt, right? But these people are so docile. These people are on drugs. These people are in poverty. They can't fucking react, right? But it's gonna get a point to Jake gonna fucking react, right? Because the Bible also says this. This is the book of Isaiah 19:17. And Judah, in the land of Judah, shall be a terror unto Egypt, right? Because who's being oppressed the most in this? Judah, right? Judah's being oppressed the most. And also it says Judah is gonna bend Ephraim as a bow. Judah's gonna be a bow and bend Ephraim, paraphrasing. So the tribes are being oppressed together. And shit, they're gonna turn up, man. The Lord's gonna put a spirit in them to stop putting up with Esau's madness and turn and put that fire on Esau. And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he have determined against it, right? What's the Lord putting the spirit of, what? The spirit of revenge, right? The spirit of we could call it recompense. Gotta read Ecclesiastes again. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. It gets to a point where you say, man, enough is enough. And that's the point where a lot of jakes is at in this society. Why? Because they don't have the Lord. Right? They don't have the Lord, and they don't have patience. Right? There certain men in this society were not set to endure. They weren't set to put up with Esau's bullshit. They were set up to react. They were set up to get arms and to fight against this devil. But us being in this truth, what the Bible say is Romans 12:19. It says, "Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord." Right? Yeah, we ain't gotta do nothing. All we gotta do is continue to preach. And how's the Lord's gonna get that vengeance? He's gonna use man, the goddamn 2/3 to do it. He's gonna use certain men of the elect to do it. He's gonna use the heathens to do it. He's gonna even use Esau to do it also, man. Them devils, they gonna turn on each other. Because they're being oppressed also in this Edomite man's world, man. Shalom.